Improper fractions are fractions where the numerator is larger than the denominator, and a mixed numeral shows the whole amount plus the proper fraction. As you can see, they both represent the same thing but are written differently. Converting between these two is the process of jumping back and forth to either improper fractions or mixed numerals. Did you know a great way to understand this idea is to compare improper fractions and mixed numerals to a camera that adjusts its lens while looking at an image? If the mixed numeral represents the whole image, or in other words, the bigger picture, then when we zoom our camera lens in, this is when we convert to an improper fraction, which is taking a closer look at the details. And we can focus more on the fraction part. We now get more details about the fraction, specifically how many pieces of the fraction you have, while the denominator still represents what our whole amount is broken up into, and in this case, fourths. In comparison to, zooming back out is like converting back to a mixed numeral. This makes it easier to understand its value, as you can see exactly how many whole amounts you have, plus the remaining fraction. Next, how do we convert between the two? Looking at the example 3 2/3, if we needed to convert to an improper fraction, an excellent method is to draw your mixed numeral as a diagram. The whole amount out the front represents how many amounts you have. The denominator of the proper fraction details what each whole amount is broken up into, and the numerator represents the remaining pieces. Shading firstly 3 wholes, plus 2/3. Now writing this as an improper fraction, the numerator represents how many pieces you have, which is 11 shaded. And the denominator details what our whole amounts are broken up into, which is the same thirds. As you can see, this method works, but it can take a long time drawing your diagrams. Is there a quicker way? Looking at our starting mixed numeral and our improper fraction answer, how do we go straight to our answer without drawing the diagrams? Well, looking at both denominators, they remain the same. Next, to figure out the numerator, how do we get this value? Remember, we have 3 wholes, each broken up into thirds. In other words, 3 groups of 3 pieces, which is multiplication, giving us 9 pieces, then finally adding the 2 remaining pieces, giving us 11. So a shortcut approach to convert is, step 1, write the same denominator as it is the same. Step 2, to find the numerator, multiply the whole amount by the denominator, then plus the numerator. If this video has been eye-opening, please hit the like button so it has a better chance to share to more people. Now let's do the reverse. Looking at our example 7/2, if we wanted to convert to a mixed numeral, the diagram method is a great way to start. We can see each whole amount is broken up into 2 pieces, and the 7 tells you how many pieces you have, which will clearly be more than 1 whole. Drawing another set, this represents 4 pieces. Going again, we have 6 pieces. Now finally, we'll need to add another whole, only shading in 1 piece, giving us a mixed numeral 3 1/2. As you can see, this method works, but is there a quicker way? Looking back at our starting improper fraction and our mixed numeral answer, how do we go straight to the answer without drawing the diagrams? We notice the denominators are the same. So step 1, write the same denominator for the proper fraction. Step 2, divide the numerator by the denominator to get the whole number out the front. And step 3, the remainder is the numerator for the proper fraction. You now know all the key information on this concept. However, can you solve all exam style questions? Watch this next video to master questions easily.